All right, let's try that now.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear us now? Can you hear Eris now? It's fixed. Yay! Okay.
Yay!
Well, that's encouraging. All right.
Well, I want the entire bar to hear my drink order. Thank you.
Yeah. Let's try that again. I was welcoming you into the bar. You said you wanted something that tasted like space, right?
Yes, but you see, space smells like roast beef and burnt welding metal. And I don't want to taste that. As tempting as it is to taste the charged ions of a supernova, I'm more interested in something that's a bit more pleasant than metallic roast beef. Can they hear me?
Jordan, can you hear us now? Or can you hear Rory?
Please. Follow the sound of my voice.
They're on a brief delay, so there was a brief it's fixed, and then a Rory nothing from you. Which they must be referring to you, Eris, because I don't have any names there, anything like Rory.
Never heard of her. Sounds awful.
Yeah. Sounds loud.
Yeah.
Well, okay, let's hope that it's working now. Jordan, if you could, or anybody, if you could let us know if you can hear Eris. Hopefully that's better now. Okay, we got a yep. I think that's an affirmative. They can hear you.
Yay! Thank goodness.
So tell me what is it that interests you about space so much?
So it's one of those things that will cause an existential crisis if you think about it for a little bit too long, since it is very big and we're very small, very, very small on a cosmic scale, and you wonder if you even matter at that point. But I always like to think of it as your mistakes don't even matter either. So that calms me down a little bit.
So because you're so cosmically tiny, nothing you do matters really in the long scale?
Exactly.
Oh.
Not even the mistakes that you make.
I like it.
That calms me down most days. And then I am particularly fond of the planet Pluto. We're kind of involved. So.
Like I said, the magic portal behind me connects directly to Illinois, where Pluto is still legally a planet. So
it is, and I'm so thankful that somebody recognizes the truth. There are a lot of controversial opinions that are in this country, and I will say the most controversial is Pluto is not a planet, because Oof. That is false.
I've got a chemise somewhere with that printed on it.
That's beautiful. There needs to be more Pluto everywhere.
More Pluto merch. Okay. Astra says you're married. Are you married to Pluto, Eris?
We haven't been able to have the official ceremony yet, but we're working on it. It's one of those quarantine things where for all intents and purposes, we are definitely married. So
it's like a subset of common law marriage is quarantine marriage.
Yeah. When you get really lonely and you're like, well, I'm still dependent on my parents' tax forms, might as well get married and hope for the best. But as it turns out, Pluto is not an independent with the IRS. They don't pay taxes.
Oh. So they don't file jointly with Charon?
No. None of the moons file jointly. None of them pay taxes, which, I'm not against because, they're out in the Kuiper Belt, so.
They're not technically citizens, I guess. Yeah, that's a good distinction.
Mm-hmm. And it's which tax laws would they follow?
Right, yeah. Do they have to file as, expatriates or... what is it, that Americans abroad or whatever it is?
Yeah, it's is it the country that discovered the planet? Is that the one that they file taxes with?
I don't... So, to get back to your question about a drink that tastes like something smells, what does it smell like out there?
Thank God we're not talking about taxes.
Now this is a tax show now. We're talking about taxes.
We're going to go through the Illinois tax law because your portal's in Chicago.
There we go. Yeah, I don't pay taxes on this side of the portal either.
You're in a tax haven. Congratulations.
It's wonderful. I mean, if you can handle the occasional bugbear attack, totally worth it.
All right. All these taxes make me want to have a drink.
I mean, yeah, I think I've got an idea of what to do, but go through it again, just in case we had a couple people join us a little bit later. What is it that space smells like?
Yeah, so the void of space smells distinctly like burnt metal, like from welding or roast beef. At least that's what most astronauts say after their spacewalk, and that's because of the charged particles from supernovae.
Oh, Jesse's girl says they came here to get drunk and learn about taxes, so I think we did a good job.
I guess we're back on tax code.
All right, section 1 of the Uniform Tax Code.
So, fun side story about taxes. I was on hold with H&R Block last year for, I think it was 3 hours. And while they play the music, they will tell you tax facts.
Oh.
So I learned a lot about taxes regarding taxidermy. I learned a lot about like very niche tax laws. It's miserable. Do not recommend.
It hadn't occurred to me that you'd have to pay tax on your taxidermy, but I suppose a taxidermy tax is, it was bound to happen. It was bound to happen.
Yeah.
Bound to happen. I am the indecisionist. I might as well know some things about taxes, so I'm glad I'm thinking about that now. I wonder, do you have to file differently depending on what kind of animal? Like, is there a kingdom and phyla distinction? So much to learn.
It might have to do with the size of the animal, depending on how much you're paying for it and writing off as a business expense.
That makes good sense.
Believe it or not, didn't get that far into it as someone who doesn't do taxidermy and didn't want to learn more.
Bad Astra says that cosmic rays are the bomb is a quote from an actual astrophysicist.
And I'm ready to taste it.
Okay, so if cosmic rays are constantly burning stuff, constantly bombarding things and ionizing and burning, then I think it makes sense to come up with a cocktail that's going to be a little bit burny. So I think I've got just the thing for you, Eris. I think I've got just the thing. But in order to do it, first, we're gonna have to make sure that we've got a couple things on hand. See, I've designed a special cocktail here for you. It's called the Smell of Science, I believe is what I ended up calling it.
I thought it was the smell of space.
The smell of space, that was it. Smell of space, that's even better. See, we're all messing up the name today. We're gonna need a mixer of some kind. Now, do you have a shaker?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, great.
I have a glittery one.
Ooh. Okay, that's fun fact. And by fun fact, I mean obnoxious fact. Those ones are called cobbler shakers, as opposed to the Boston shakers that I've got here.
Oh, okay.
That doesn't mean anything to anybody, but it is a thing that you know now and can't unknow. Ha 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 ha!
Bar facts!
You got some on
tax facts!
Tax facts, bar facts. What else can we get? Let's see if we can get a barf act in here. No, that's for later. All right, so we're going to need a shaker. We're going to need a measuring device. This one is called a jigger, but if you've got any kind of small measurer, yep, perfect. You've got a jigger. For those of you playing along at home, even a shot glass works. Fair warning, some shot glasses, like mine, are non-standard, so this is like a 2-ounce shot as opposed to a 1-ounce shot. So if you are using shot glasses as a measure, just everything is going to be in ratio, so just do 2 of whatever you've got and 1 of whatever you've got. Don't worry too much about these specific measures if you don't have anything that is specifically measuring. We're going to need some apple whiskey.
Got it.
Beautiful. We're going to need some brandy.
Got just enough, I think.
That should be just about enough. And we're going to need some absinthe.
Got that too.
Perfect. All right. It looks like we're all ready to go. So the first thing we're going to do is measure out our liquor. I am going to use my jigger here, and we're going to measure out 1 ounce of apple whiskey into our shaker tin. Well, I'll use the 1 ounce side just to be...
I think I measured this with other cocktails I've been making to deal with the week. I think this one's the 1 ounce, but if it's not, ratios.
Yeah. As long as you do 2 of it for the brandy, then it should all work out in the wash. Can this be scaled up to a gallon, asking for a friend? Yes. Just use quarts.
And, just don't drink it all at once, because alcohol poisoning is a real thing.
Yeah, share with a friend.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
All right, so we're going to do 2 measures of brandy. All right. So if we've got 1 measure of apple whiskey, 2 measures of brandy, we are going to put a sugar cube into the bottom of the tin. So just 1 sugar cube. Did you show them your awesome sugar cubes, Eris?
Oh, not yet. I didn't realize we already had sugar cubes. So I have a little kitty one that I made from a silicone mold.
That's so good.
Right? It was the only one that has a tail still.
All right, drop that in there, and we're going to muddle this. Now, if you have a muddler, you can use your muddler. If you don't have a muddler, you can use a spoon or any other, lumpy thing. That's going to be perfect. All right, so just break up the sugar cube in the bottom there. The whole thing is we're just going to start it dissolving.
Bye, kitty.
Yep, bye, kitty.
R.I.P.
She's going to be delicious now. Oh, Cirque de Nuit is very upset about the kitty, or happy about the kitty. Unclear.
It's okay. The kitty's going to a good place, and by that I mean my stomach.
Yeah. All right. So we are going to go ahead and finish off this part of the cocktail. This is a 2-part thing. So go ahead and put a few D6 of cold damage into your mixing tin. Those are ice cubes, if you're not a nerd like me.
So I didn't realize some of my ice cubes melted, and now my leg is cold. Beauty of live theater, folks.
There we go. Oh, you might have the same cocktail making set I do. It's very common. This one was, I think somebody got me this one on. Yes, this one was a gift on Amazon. But it's the most universal style. All right, so put the lid on. If you've got a cobbler style like you do, yeah, make sure it's on there nice and tight. We're just going to shake it until the ice is broken up. So it should, you should be able to hear the ice not hitting the tops and bottoms anymore. That should about do it.
I can already tell that Science Tommy is going to take clips of that and do terrible, terrible things to it.
Astra says it's a time-honored tradition for physicists to kill cats, which is dark but accurate. All right, we're going to set that off to the side for now, and we're going to move on to preparing our glass. This is arguably the most important part because it's the most fun. So we are going to put just a little drizzle of absinthe into the bottom of the glass, and then we're going to roll it around inside, and this is called rinsing the glass with absinthe. You'll get this as an instruction in a lot of old-fashioned, booze-heavy cocktails from like the 20s. I don't know why it was so in fashion at the time, but it was. You can also, if you get really fancy, you can get like a little sprayer or atomizer to rinse your glass with absinthe. I'm not that fancy. Plus, that means there's less absinthe in the bottom of the glass, and I'll be honest with you, that's not what I'm here for. So get it as close to the edge as you can without dripping it all over yourself. And if you do drip it all over yourself, don't feel bad. You're in good company. I do it every time. We are now going to take a sprig of rosemary.
Is this where the smell of space comes in?
This is where the smell of space is going to come in. So you just want like a moderate chunk of rosemary sprig. You don't want to go too crazy with it. Ooh, I mean, your drink is your drink. You do with it what you want. And then you're going to need a match or a lighter. I'm going with one of these long wooden matches.
I don't have the long ones. It's not about length. It's about the fire that comes off of it,
That's
right?
exactly right. Oh, speaking of.
Did you almost set yourself on fire?
No, but the table. Turns out that special match was broken in the middle. I'm going to go back to a normal match. As fun as the fancy one was. All right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to toast the rosemary.
Let's see if this match will light.
And see how
so
it's a little bit glowy on there.
Get it on
drop
fire.
that into the absinthe, and it should flame.
What is
just
happening? I have 2 matches at this point that just died on me.
Did you guys see the little foof of flame? See if I can get it to go again.
Come on. Please continue to burn. There we go. I don't know what it is about my bar, but physics was not on my side.
All right.
So this should be on fire?
You want it smoldering. You don't want it actively on fire.
All right, and then drop it in?
Yep. You should have gotten a little flash.
I don't think I saw it, but it smells delicious.
All right. Trust us, it happened. It's kind of hard to do on camera. I've been fighting with fire for a long time, and actually, I'm about to add a new kind of fire accelerant to the channel. Yeah. If you like fire, I've got a lot more where that came from. All right, so you've prepared your glass. You've rinsed it with absinthe. You've lit some rosemary on fire. You've put that rosemary down into the absinthe. Now we are going to strain our mixture from the tin into the glass.
Oh, I don't know if my ice broke up enough.
As long as it cooled down the drink, you're fine. Yours will just be slightly more potent.
Oh no! That sounds awful!
What a problem to have! All right.
There we go.
Cheers.
Cheers! Yep. That's nice.
Right? Now, you might say, oh, but that doesn't taste anything like roast beef or welding metal.
Oh,
but
no.
I submit to you, those would be gross.
And at the end of the day, I don't want a gross drink.
No.
But the, smoldering of the rosemary definitely gives enough of a, roasted, toasted smell.
Yeah.
And also, I like sweet drinks, so I'm not mad that this doesn't taste like roast beef.
You're going to smell a little bit like rosemary for the next little bit in that area as well. Or not, did I say rosemary? Rosemary. That's what you're going to smell like in that area. So I hope whoever lives with you, Eris, doesn't mind.
Oh, I live with a bear. He doesn't mind.
Oh, that's perfect. Bears love rosemary. That's well documented.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, Eris, do you have any more fun facts about the scent of space?
Yeah,
what it smells like to go outside?
There are a lot of different smells that space has, and, we chose the roast beef one because that's interesting, and who doesn't want to know what the void of space smells like? But you have a lot of different elements that occur on different planets and in different sort of nebulae and gases that create certain smells. For example, the dust cloud at the center of our galaxy around those supermassive black holes,
Mm-hmm.
they have a certain compound that smells like rum. Or no, it smells like raspberries, tastes like rum. I forget the name of it.
The Oort cloud? Is that the one?
The Oort cloud is outside of our solar system. And I'm sure Astra will correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, Astra, let us know what the name of the cloud in the middle is and where the Oort cloud is.
Yeah, listen, I'm the writer for Bad Astra. I do the words, not necessarily all of the space facts.
That's fine. Well, and I imagine you do a lot of the research as well.
Oh no, that's Astra.
Oh, that's all Astra. You just Astra gives you the facts and you put them in fun order.
Astra geeks out about some topic and gives me an outline, and then I'm like, yeah, this is fun, this is cool, and then I apply a concept to it, and then write the script. We recently did nuclear physics, which I know nothing about personally. My English degree did not prepare me for nuclear physics, believe it or not.
Mine neither.
Honestly, a failure of the American education system. Why am I not a nuclear physicist? But so for that script, I had no idea what I was explaining half of the time. So several times while writing the script and trying to make it funny and come up with analogies, I would send it to Astra and be like, is this correct? Does this make sense? Is this even like close to what this actually is? And so it was a lot of fun to be able to learn about a lot of these topics in the process of doing the script treatment for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a fun time. It's ethyl formate is the raspberry rum scent and smell.
Interesting. And why is it that it forms there? Do you know?
Ask Astra next week.
All right,
Same
I'll ask
time,
Astra
same
next
place.
week. Yeah.
Since you'll be making, what, 2 cocktails with her?
We're going to be making 2 cocktails next week. That's absolutely true. Astra says it wasn't usually, but I don't know what... I don't know which thing she's answering. So...
You'll find out next week!
We were off topic on something. Eris did great. Okay, Astra says you did great. All right.
Thanks,
I'm
Astra.
guessing that means that the Oort cloud is exactly where you said it was.
Yes! I remember getting that question when we were talking about the Kuiper Belt, and they were like, well, what's the Oort cloud? I'm like, it's out there. It's a space thing.
It's a heck of a thing.
And that's when I realized it's like outside of the solar system. So the solar system has a few different barriers that we think of. Typically when, you talk to somebody about the solar system, their outer barrier is like, oh yeah, that's like the Kuiper Belt where Pluto is, the love of my life. And not everyone realizes that that's not the only sort of like barrier that we have to determine how big our solar system is. So the Oort cloud is part of our solar system and it's on the outside. There's also the magnetic influence of the sun. That's also a barrier. Is that the one that the 2 Voyager satellites passed?
That sounds right.
Astra confirm.
Yep. I enjoy how there are debates over where to put fake lines. The barrier to space is one that I got into for a while there.
Like with the atmosphere?
Yeah, well, whether you go with the edge of space or the edge of air that is useful for aeronautics, which is the something line, the Kármán line, I think. And then there's another one above that, and there's another one above that. So, like, a lot of science museums use you could drive to space in about an hour if your car could go straight up. That's all assuming that we all go with whatever that, I think, the Kármán line is. But yeah, there's like 3 or 4 lines that are all like, oh yeah, space starts here, because I'm this kind of scientist.
I mean, there are a lot of different definitions in a lot of science that still gets debated. I am definitely keeping track of the dwarf planet debate.
How's that going?
Not well for me.
How many years has it been?
Too many.
Too many. All right.
Too many. But so that's like I think it was 2012. It was like a few years ago. We all came to the conclusion of like, oh yeah, Pluto's no longer a planet. It's now a dwarf planet. Dwarf planets are not planets. Which, first of all, as an English major, I think you see the first problem.
I do.
And so the problem is that, yes, the IAU decided that, but like it's still a debate that's happening. So I know Dr. Alan Stern and Dr. David Ginsburg, I believe I'm pronouncing that one correctly. They were the ones who did the New Horizons mission out to Pluto.
Oh, okay.
That took all those beautiful pictures of my husband. It's great. Look up the pictures from New Horizons. They're beautiful. But so they are of the mindset of, no, Pluto's still a planet. Like, why are we not doing that?
Well, you got to be hating on dwarf planets all of a sudden.
Exactly. Like, there are what? There are so many objects out in the Kuiper Belt that are, like, should be considered planets. But the IAE was like, no. We need to discount Pluto from this club. And all of these other planets, because the school children won't be able to learn all of those planets. And I was like, wow, the education system dictating how we define things? Interesting. So that while that's like a settled sort of debate, it's still a conversation that's happening because it doesn't, inherently make sense. If a dwarf planet is not a planet, then are dwarf stars not stars? Because then we're not orbiting a star.
Oh.
Because our sun is a yellow dwarf star. The logic doesn't make sense.
That's a good gotcha. That's a good gotcha. Next time you see, I don't know, any of the IAU people out at a party, you make sure to bring that one up. That's some...
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to fist fight Dr. Michael Brown. I will do it one day. He will win. But I will make my point. Science Tommy and I get into this argument all the time in the group chat, and poor Astra has to deal with it the entire time.
And now she's getting the highlight reel.
Exactly. She's getting the correct side of the story.
There you go. There you go. We'll see if Tommy puts some into his video.
I'm sure he will. He will.
Eris, this has been a fun little departure from both of our formats. What is it that that people usually would see on Bad Astra?
Not me. I typically hide away in our long form videos if I'm seen on screen. But so if you would like to come over to our channel at Bad Astra on YouTube, you can see long form
linked in the description.
Essay. Yeah, we have all of our social media in the description. You should check us out. So we release weekly videos about science questions that we get left on social media. So on our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, on our YouTube videos as well. If you ask us a science question, most likely we will make a video answering it. And if not, we probably already answered it. So we have those videos that come out every week on Wednesdays, and then on Fridays we do long form videos. So we go in depth into a topic. Our nuclear physics essay, what can we learn from Sharon Noble, was an hour and 15 minutes of content that I edited, and
I'm a third of the way through it. I want you to know, I'm a third of the way through it.
Yeah, it's a long, in-depth look at nuclear physics. All from the conversation, or the dialectic, really, of, Sharon Noble, conservative housewife who's going through a divorce, and the dominatrix that her ex-husband just happened to hire. So I do the concept, and then Astra gives me the facts to sprinkle in.
And then you make Astra do it.
Yeah, and
Sounds
believe
like
it or not, Astra has said yes to a lot of the dumb decisions I've made in those scripts. The reason why we have Bad Astra is because I went, that'll be funny, and she went, yeah, that'll be really funny. Can you work it into all of the long-form videos? And I went, I can try. We believe in self-care on this channel.
Jesse's girl says that they helped make it and hasn't watched the whole thing, so... Well, you were there, so maybe you get some bonus points on that.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, so, and you also you did a crafting thing in your Nebula video.
I did the crafts. Because I have the humanities degree.
So you got to do the craft project.
I mean, that's how I ended up doing the history and philosophy part. It's because Astra doesn't know the difference between liberal arts degrees.
Oh.
Little scientist.
Oh. And Astra heard you say it now. Oh.
She heard me say it in the script, too.
Well, if you come to my channel normally, you get stuff like this. Not usually as long or as conversational as this one is, but I make cocktails, sometimes designed cocktails like this one, and I also make randomized cocktails on live stream Wednesdays at 5 p.m. currently.
They're so fun.
And yeah, it's a lot of fun because anything can happen. I've had all sorts of weird... Jesse's girl says all humanities are the same. As someone with 3 humanities majors at the same time, I cannot refute that terribly well. Because they all overlapped.
We're a little different. My college had a writing program, an English program with a creative writing focus, which I was in, and had a rhetoric program. I don't know the difference between those programs.
It was probably like a couple of core classes. Like, I bet you took more rhetoric classes in the rhetoric major.
Here's hoping.
One would, or maybe you had to take Latin so you understood the rhetoric terminology.
There we go.
There you go. You got to get 1 year of Latin in just to make sure you can understand it. Wonderful. Well, Eris, I think that's probably a good place to close things out. Do you have any final parting words for everybody, both live and in perpetuity?
Yeah. I guess make sure you file your taxes correctly.
Mm-hmm.
As we went over the tax code in the first part of this live stream, which you can catch after we stop live streaming.
It's true.
You'll still be able to watch this and show your friends so they learn about tax code and space and cocktails.
And the difference between humanities degrees. We covered a lot of bases today.
Or lack thereof. But yeah, if you want to check us out on Bad Astra, feel free to check out our socials in the doobly-doo down below.
I'm glad you say doobly-doo as well.
I know you say doobly-doo because I watch your channel, Ansel. I am a subscriber. I enjoy your live streams when I can catch them.
I subscribe to your channel too.
Oh my god! So funny! I'm so starstruck. This is amazing.
Oh, fancy running into you here.
Right?
Of all the,
it just happened in the portal.
Yeah, of all the bars set up in caves in all the world, she wandered into mine!
Yeah, thank you so much, Ansel, for having me and the Bad Astra team on your channel. Check us out next week, where Astra will be on the channel making 2 cocktails.
2 of them. Yeah.
And she knows much more about space and science, so ask those questions there, please.
We'll do a rapid fire science trivia. So if Jesse's Girl observes, we all grew up on Vlogbrothers. Oh, they caught me. Yep, that's absolutely where that came from. Thank you, Green Boys. They should also check out your Patreon. You can support Bad Astra on their Patreon. I have a Ko-fi page or coffee page. I'm still not sure how you're supposed to say that. Ko-fi? I don't know. It's supposed to be coffee, like you're buying me a cup of coffee. Like that's the joke they're going for, but it's not spelled right. Yeah, like it's a confusing spelling for the thing. But anyway, yeah, I've got one of those, so you can buy me a drink there if you want. Otherwise, all of our social handles are in the doobly-doo, and yeah. Thanks so much for joining us today, and as Eris said, we'll be back next week with Astra to do 2 new cocktails. Science Tommy will be the following Friday presenting another cocktail, or a mocktail, and then the week following that we're going to have a roundup video. So this is a whole month of Bad Astra and Dungeon Barkeep together. So hopefully you'll check those out, catch them live if you can, well, catch the next one live if you can. And we'll see you all out there. Drink adventurously.